Sandra. So this is the start of another week and another Sandra Makes vlog. So with the news of my new job that'll be starting in a couple of weeks, the other jobs are a little bit behind anyway, but there's some good news, so quite looking forward to starting that. So I realised I was going to update on what I've been doing in the garden, so I'm just going to give you a little tour. So there, that was previously just a clematis in a pot. I'm probably going to pop that in to join with the other main hedge a bit further down, and that's one of the roots of the forsythias that came out of the back where we're extending the grass area. And so that's all pretty much the same. And then you've seen us grassing over this little patch here. So I've realised the slight downside with taking that bushy area out is that we're now getting a bit of water puddling there when it rains a lot. So yeah, and maybe we should have a pond there or something, I don't know. Anyway, we're grassing it for now anyway. Hopefully once the grass is established that'll help absorb some of the water. And then we've already shown you about this area down here that's now going to be grassed over. So what I've done, oh yeah, so I saved a couple of the roses. Whether they'll take, I don't know. So there's one in here and one here, which were just sort of plonked a bit randomly in the middle of the grass. And then I've got another little forsythia root, see whether that'll take, which is up here, up at the top. And then, so I'm facing the right way. So this was quite an established rose bush that still needs cutting back. It's nearly finished flowering now, so I should get that cut back quite soon. And then there's another forsythia roots, and then this is going to be hopefully a new whiskey mac rose, which should be quite a nice scented one. And then another forsythia, and last but not least there's that'll be a climbing rose that'll hopefully kind of work its way into the established hedge. And as I mentioned, the extra clematis, there's a bit of a gap there, so I thought I'll sort of pop that in the ground there, and that can join the main clematis. And so you probably guess there's a bit of a theme here, so I'm just trying to green up a little bit along the fence side where it's kind of a bit bare and a bit boring at the moment. And then I've cut back the peony, so it's an annual peony, so that'll grow back next year, as will the one in the front garden. And then there was one more spare forsythia, so I've popped that in towards the front and the middle. So that is what I've been doing in the garden. So, with everything else going on, I ran out of time to do that little update. Better get on with cooking tea. Good morning. Just been doing a bit of housework this morning, and we're doing a bit of tidying up, and I found the mushroom kit that Neil got me a while ago. I've not really done anything with it yet, so I thought, well, I'm not sure if it's still going to work, but anyway, I'll give it a try. So the first part was to soak the straw that'll be the food source for the fungus in some sort of container and leave it overnight. So I thought I can do that. So there it is. So there's my straw. So I'm just going to pop in the boiling water from a kettle. That's what it said. So sure how much you're supposed to put in. But anyway. And it says leave soaking for at least 5 hours or overnight. So I'll pop the lid on and leave that for a while and see what happens. The problem the other day was I didn't have enough height, so I just had my bottles in the sink and the demijohn on the side, and it kept backing up, and then it got all cloudy, so I had to wait for it to settle again. So I balanced it on top of the sterilising bucket this time, and that worked really well. So I decanted all the wine off into the bottles, and this is my wine corker. So as you pre-sterilise the corks, and then the cork sits in. I'll show you again. No, anyway, there's another one there, but it slides in, sits inside the holder. I found by bitter experience it's best to get the bottle nice and steady so it doesn't escape, and then you use the rod to push the cork down into the neck of the bottle, just like that. All done. What do you reckon? Comment below. Righty-ho, so there's been quite a lot of interest from a few people on how I do things. So this is a really simple one I think we can cover. So I've got a lovely fresh red cabbage, or part of one. I've been using some for cooking already, and this is still more than I'm going to use fresh. And I've got an old sauce jar and some malt vinegar. And this is a super way to preserve some of your lovely fresh cabbage. So I like doing it with red cabbage, but you could do it with other kinds of cabbage, and just do basic pickled cabbage. It'll keep for ages. Yeah, you could put it in the fridge, but I mean it's pretty well preserved in the vinegar anyway. So it's really just a question of chopping up nice and fine. There's a lovely fresh one that I got from just up the road. A local grower was selling on the gate. So just shredding it nice and fine. Obviously I've got clean washed hands, and I've washed the cabbage. So it's so tender, it's cutting really easily. And then once it's chopped, obviously it's a clean wash jar, so I actually washed it in the dishwasher after I'd washed it as well. So it's nice and clean. In goes the cabbage. So I won't film it all, but I will pretty much fill the jar. And then once the jar's full, I'm quite happy with just good old malt vinegar, but you could use other specialist vinegars if you wanted to. You could add in some extra herbs and spices, but I like just the straight pickled red cabbage. So it's really that simple, and then just add in enough vinegar so that all of the cabbage is covered. I always tend to fill the jar up to the top. I'm guessing it probably preserves better that way because there's less of an air space at the top where you might get bits of mould or things like that growing. And that is how you make your own homemade pickled red cabbage, which I do enjoy over the winter with a nice bit of, say, cottage pie or something like that. So there's an easy one that I can share with you in a short video. Righty-ho, so back again. So I didn't actually say, but this mushroom kit came from SR Mushroom, in case anyone's interested. And they also provide a hand wipe. I have washed my hands as well. So I've soaked my straw that we're going to grow the mushrooms in overnight. And this is the pack of seed starting material that should have gone in the fridge when when Neil brought it home, but I didn't realise. So it's been in the fridge more recently. But so I don't know if this will work or not, but we'll give it a whirl. So, clean hands, soaked straw. Down somewhere. Right. So I've got the clean bag that the straw came in, and we're going to use this box. So you need to keep it dark while it's growing as well. Excuse me a minute. I'm going to add the straw, but it probably will take a while, so I'll pause while I add the straw and come back in a moment. Righty-ho, so I also meant to say this is pink mushroom spawn. So if it works, we'll get pink mushrooms apparently. Anyway, so I've put layers of straw, so soaked overnight straw, then a layer of the mushroom spawn, and so layer on layer until the bag was full. So there we go, and then you seal the top of the bag to keep the moisture in, like so. So it's like layers and layers of straw, mushroom spawn. It's a little bit drippy. Anyway, it'll be all right. It's just from the soaked straw. Anyway, so that's it, and then we pop it in the box, and then close the box, and then it needs to be apparently about 15 degrees or so, so reasonably warm. So I'll probably keep it somewhere in the kitchen, maybe in a cupboard in the kitchen somewhere, and then I'll need to check it every few days, see if there's any growth, and then over time just spray with a bit of water to make sure everything stays moist. And then I think at some point, I guess you have to open up the bag, because the bag's really full, and the mushrooms, when they do grow, if they grow, will need space. And it takes between 40 and 50 days. Long time. Anyway, so I'll have to keep a note of progress on that and remind myself to check it every couple of days and see if it needs spraying once the moisture starts to dry out. And see what happens. And so we can always get another kit and try again if it doesn't work out this time. Bit of fun anyway, bit of fun. Righto, better get going. See you all soon. So today I'm by the sea at Skegness. It's a beautiful sunny day, but I didn't come, to be truthful, because missed that puddle. I didn't come because it's a beautiful sunny day as such. I came because I needed to get a further check up on my eyes about an outstanding eye condition. So everything's fine, but it just should have been routinely checked. For various reasons that got missed last year, so it's good to have the reassurance everything's still fine. But I had to put those dilating drops in my eyes to check, and so I've been staggering about, not being able to see a lot for an hour or so, and then my vision's starting to come properly back now, so that's good. But as it is a beautiful day, and I want to be sure that I am safe to drive when I do start driving, I'm going to take another hour, go for a little walk, maybe get a quick bite to eat, and then head home. So Skegness is very much out of season now, of course we're into October. A lot of the shops, the more touristy shops, are closed now. A lot of the attractions are closed. There's a few arcades open, obviously the regular shops. While I was waiting, I did find a little place, well, not so little, it does actually quite a lot of crafting bits and bobs, and even some fabric and some useful bits. I've got one or two bits for the Christmas craft market, which should be coming up all too quickly, I'm sure. So I need to crack on with prepping for that, so I can see the sea. I'd say the tide is in. beautiful day here, but just sparing some thoughts for friends over in Florida in America, where they're in the middle of a really major hurricane there. I've not checked the most recent news updates, but it's predicted to be a really, really bad one. And it'll be heading our way in a few, what's left of it will be heading our way in a few days' time. So it's bright, sunny and fairly calm today. We'll be also bracing for some more turbulent weather on the back of that hurricane that's over Florida at the moment. But for now, just going to take a quiet stroll down the beach. Make the most of it. Good evening. So I did do the willow wreath making demonstration in the last Sandra makes. That video got quite long. We also lost sound at the end, so sorry about that. But I just thought I'd show you what the finished wreath will look like. So and then obviously you can hang it on a string and decorate it however you like once they're made. So that's what the finished one would look like. So it's really just weaving in similar sized pieces and then matching up thick and thin ends so that you end up with an even shape at the end. And then it won't be completely round at the start, but as you work on it, it will get more round as you work on it, and then tucking in the end so it all stays together. So that's the willow wreath. So I also mentioned received a new pair of Fitvilles just to review. So I'm just going to say a little bit more about those now. So I've had them for a few days now. This is the box they come in. So this is the women's hiking shoes, low top. And they're a little bit muddy because I have been testing them out and using them. So I've got lovely blue insert in the design. They're nice and sturdy, really comfortable, good sized tread, so there's no slipping at all. So it's been out in muddy fields and things and absolutely fine. Really, really good. So it's the Fitvilles women's hiking shoes, so this would be great for the winter. So if anybody would be interested in more details about that, please do have a look in the description below, and there will also be a discount code as well if that's of any interest to anyone. So Neil's had several pairs. This is my second pair. I'm super pleased with them, and would definitely recommend. So do have a look below if you wish. Fantastic. Right, and onwards and upwards. Good afternoon all. Not quite sure where the last couple of days have gone. I have been doing some work out on the greenhouse, just trying to shore things up a bit before winter proper kicks in, which I'll show you in a moment. And I've got my last of my Bramley apples that I need to do something with, so I'm making them into spiced apple and ginger chutney, which is now bubbling away. There you go. So yeah, so that's going to be going for quite a while. Just need to keep stirring it every once in a while until it goes thick, and then I've got some clean jars that I'll bake in the oven ready, and I'll have some homemade chutney for the winter. So that's on the go, and then I'll take you outside next. So outside now, and I'm just going to show you a little bit of what I've been doing with the greenhouse. So still more to do, but the So the little nails I'm going to keep the glass in place. A lot of them need redoing. I've done all the woodwork that I can with the wood preservative so it doesn't deteriorate further over winter, and where the glass was quite wobbly I've been putting in fresh putty that'll hold the glass in place more tightly. So this one in particular, the top piece had slipped right down, so I pushed it back up. I've still got more to do, but I'm a bit against the clock with the and then the back needed a bit of shoring up, and anyway, fiddly job but progress. And then I've got some bare root wallflowers. I'm going to very quickly pop those up at the front to give us a little bit of spring colour at the front of the garden. Right, so I've got Neil back with me now. We're just going to pop in the garden in a moment, but I just wanted to show you...
Am I allowed to have a rant on this one?
How the chutney's looking. It's bubbling away nicely. It's still not thick yet. So actually, could you hold that up for a moment for me as you're here?
It might be burny.
That's right.
Ow, ow, ow.
That's fine. Right. And then we're just going to scootle outside.
Well, in our garden,
right, so
Sandra has been doing planting down here, and I'm not allowed to say what she's been planting, but
you can. It's not a secret.
Why are you? Why?
Very funny. I don't know why you're filming it as well. I just want it on record for our lovely viewers. So I'm just showing you. These are wallflowers.
She's been planting wallflowers. I'll get running commentary here. Wallflowers.
So that's the forsythia. Then we've got some wallflowers.
Bruce Forsyth.
Corner.
She's got a corner going.
So
is it a chicken corner? Is it a chicken corner?
So you will remember not to mow them, please, when you mow the grass, won't you? Or do you want me to put some sticks around them? I'm
retiring from mowing. I've got one more mow to do with the nurseries, and that's it. I'm never mowing ever. I don't want to ever see a mower ever again.
I don't believe you. So anyway,
I don't want me to film you.
Why? What?
So I can get you more in a frame. Oh, right. No, hang on. Oh, it's actually recording with me talking to you about me filming. You're right. I'm filming Sandra. Cameraman.
That's kind of it. So I just thought it'd be nice to have a bit of spring colour. So I've planted these wallflowers to bed in over winter, and then the flower they'll spring. So anybody that may not know, but wallflowers are biennial, so they grow one year, flower the second year. So these are bare root ones that will flower in the spring. So a bit nice bit of colour at the front of the garden. So it's just making sure Neil knows that they're not grass and not to mow them.
What's that? Is it a mole? There's an gnome. Is that? I think it's the wrong way around. Is that not meant to be that way around and its head popping out?
So, progress. Hello again. Some while later, quite a lot while later, chutney is still bubbling. So somewhat sadly, so when I stir it, it looks done, but then it settles a bit. There's still some liquid on the top, and I need to boil it until there isn't liquid on the top. Feeling patient, I hope. I think it'll fit. So this is spiced apple and ginger Scottish chutney. It's been, I'll be honest, a bit of a faff to make. So took a long time to reduce down. I did follow the recipe, more or less. There's a little bit for us as well, Neil. Small jar for the last bit. Okay, so I didn't film all of the apple chutney making because that would have taken a very long time anyway, but it's done now, it's jarred up. So thanks to Neil for filming me pouring it into the jars, because that's something I couldn't really do on my own. Anyway, there it is. So 4 jars of homemade spiced apple and ginger chutney, and I've had a little taste. I'd say it's quite nice and certainly very tangy if you like a tangy chutney. Yeah, just make sure I've turned everything off, yeah, which I have done. Yeah, so I pre-sterilised the jars, sorry, washed and then sterilised the jars as well. So then you fill them up quite close to the top while they're still hot, and that creates a vacuum with the seal of the lid, and then they should be good for a year or so. So another little job done, finally. And so at that point, I will end this particular version of Sandra Makes and hand it over to Neil to share with you all. And I'll look forward to seeing you on the next Sandra Makes. Bye for now. Take care.